guys? This is Farah the Lawn Care Guy, and today I am sharing with you my tight 12 turf fescue renovation journey. I filmed small clips of the germination process for about 2 months, but before we get into the film, we need to go back 4 months in time. First thing I did was I cut the grass as short as possible. I then used a shovel to remove any aggressive weeds. Then I sprayed Roundup over the area to kill off any weeds that I missed or were about to sprout, that I didn't see. I repeated this process for about a month. This way, so when I did sow the seed, I would not have an issue with weeds, as that was the main reason for this renovation. So a month has gone by. I then brought in a small amount of soil to level some areas. Then I rented that rototiller you see there in the picture. When I did the rototilling, I also incorporated some starter fertilizer that also prevents weeds up to 3 weeks while you're growing your new grass, and it does not affect your new seedlings, unlike pre-emergence, which you can't use while growing new grass. I then made sure I sowed the seed at the right date. I chose August 17th. It was warm during the day, but the warm temperatures were cool at night, and how only early morning dews were cooler nights and warmer during the day. It was a perfect time to do it in the Northeast. So if you do choose to do it, make sure you do it in the second week in August, when the temperature is warm, but the temperature is starting to fall. So you don't want to do it in late September or mid-September, because it'd be too cold in November, 2 months later. So you want the grass to be established by October, before it gets too cold and before you get the first frost in the Northeast. I took a picture of the bag to show you, and you see what you can expect to get when you get Titan RX seed. But two things of note here is that it's at 90% germination rate, and it's coming from Oregon. Those are two big factors when selecting seed. Okay, so the leveling and the cultivation is done. I also just finished sowing the seed and adding some more starter fertilizer. Okay people, in just about a week's time you can see it's already starting to germinate. That's a good sign. Also, you can see it's starting to fill in some areas already. Again, now we're in 2 weeks. You can see where it's filling in. Some areas it's not filling in. That's expected. What I normally do is I just use one bag at first, and then after 3 weeks I go back and I put down the second bag, areas where it didn't fill in. But you see where it is coming in. You see it looks very nicely. Okay, now you can see where it wasn't coming in at 2 weeks. It's starting to come in now. And I also went today and I pulled some of the weeds out that I missed from day one. You know, I wasn't walking the grass for 2 weeks, but today I did for the first time. Okay, now you're starting to see the nice dark green color. It's nice and thick and lush. You know, that's the type of grass you want. That's how you want it to look. Of course, there's a few areas in the back, in the foreground, you can see that didn't fill in, but those areas I just filled a week ago, so they'll come in nicer in you see in the next clip. Now your neighbors are starting to envy you, you know, when they see this type of grass. Your neighbors think you did something, you know, magic. You hired some lawn care guy, or they don't know. They don't know you did it yourself, you know. But this is the, you know, the grass. This is the lawn you should be after. As long as you follow the steps in my video, getting this type of lawn in your house shouldn't be much of a problem.
Want to know the steps to get your lawn looking this lush and green? This video gives you a glimpse, but the full plan is in my book. Inside, I cover everything I've done and more, so you can transform your entire yard front to back. From prep to seed, to the small tricks that make the biggest difference, it's all there. For true curb appeal, grab the book, link in the description.
With a little hard work, you can do it at your house too. So it's not that far out of the question. At 2 months out, you can see the grass is pretty much almost already established. So that's a very good sign for Titan RX. It took a while, but the lawn you want is finally here.